You know, I got the same kind of shit you
I
did
know
when I
you
went
did.
to dinner from
I
your TV
know.
husband, especially.
That was. Have
That
you talked
was,
to him since then, or it's none of my business?
I haven't.
That was crazy. That he
It
came
was,
after you. That was such a.
well, a Hitler, like, once you play that Hitler card,
I
first of
know.
all, you've lost me.
I know.
First of all, it's from a Jew. It's so insulting to anyone who was actually affected by the Holocaust. And I see now that Jimmy Kimmel has offered, he said, I would love to have Trump on as a guest. Is he a Hitler talker too? Is now Jimmy Kimmel?
Right.
You know,
For
and
even saying that.
it's like, besides the fact that, you know, you could have waited until you saw how I reacted after the dinner, which was I never stopped criticizing him.
Yeah.
I have the tapes to prove it.
But the fact that you shared the same air was enough to make people crazy.
Shared the same air is the perfect phrase for it. That's exactly what it is. And that's, to get back to this point, is exactly my problem with the left these days. That fucking attitude. I think in the piece I called them liberals in theory. I define liberals in theory as liberals supposed to be compassionate.
Right.
That's their big thing.
And accepting
But
everyone as who you are.
there was nothing compassionate
No.
about what he said about you, or the simplest kind of compassion, which would be to understand that in a marriage, not everything the other person does or says is going to be what you do or what you approve of. And to make the marriage work, you sometimes have to just, what marriage doesn't go by that rule?
Right. You have to compromise. You have to
Yes.
step back and talk and listen and say, okay, that drives me crazy, but...
And sometimes just eat it.
I know. That's what I remember, too, about your monologue. What really made me laugh. It's like, sometimes when you're married, you just have to eat shit. And I was like, you're not wrong.
You're not, and everybody who's ever been married knows I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
I've never even been married, and I know I'm not wrong.
Because any relationship.
Because any relationship.
If you have kids, if you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, it's like at some point, sometimes you just have to say, okay, we'll get through this moment, and we know who we are to each other, and that's what really counts. But that's what was weird, too, about his tweet where he said, something about, like, great...
Great job, Cheryl.
Great
job. We're a good example for the kids.
Yeah, for the kids.